Hello my girlies, welcome back to another video. Okay, it's your girl. Today I know it looks like I'm doing a makeup video, but I promise you guys that is not what's going on today. Okay, as most of you guys know by now, because maybe you follow me on Instagram, you saw my latest Twitch stream, which by the way, follow me on Twitch. Twitch streams are back. Okay, I don't know when I'm gonna be streaming, but they're back. All right, so yeah, I have mentioned recently through most of my platforms and all that I have written a book. Okay, now I did make a video talking about it. It's basically just my little introduction to like letting you guys know like, hey, guess what, I wrote a book. And I even made a teaser video, which was probably one of like my favorite things about it. Was like, not only did I get to get creative with the story, but I also got to get creative with making a little teaser video for you guys. So, you know, and a lot of people seem to really like that. I got a lot of positive reviews about it, so thank you guys so much for that. I appreciate it. But yeah, I want to talk a little bit more about my book rather than just letting you guys know, hey, I have a book, go read it. Like, I feel like that's not really like hype, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I need to build up a little bit more hype. So that is what today's video is, okay? So I want to talk a little bit more in depth on my book, on what it is, what it touches on, what's the story about, you know what I mean? Because all I've mentioned to you guys is that it is a horror book. It is a slasher, so prepare yourself for like bloody murder type of story, you know? So that is what I'm gonna do. Okay, I have my laptop here with me, and I'm going to be basically reading off the description of the book and then also like getting into a little bit more detail with the story. All right, so but just to let you guys know, okay, because I know some of you are probably gonna like think that I'm gonna do it, but I'm not gonna spoil the book. I'm just gonna get as in-depth and spoiler free that I can. That way it doesn't ruin the story for you guys, but you guys know what to expect, you know? Because a teaser shows you what it is. Like, the teaser is more like, oh, like this is what's coming out soon. But you know, obviously you need a little bit more in depth, and I didn't make a full trailer or anything like that because it's not going to be a video, you know? Like, if it would have been a short film, that would have been cool, but it's a book, guys. So obviously I wasn't going to make a full-on trailer. I just wanted to make a little teaser to like hype, you know? So like I mentioned before, and I will continue to mention, this story will be free and available for everyone because this story will be on Wattpad. So, you know, I haven't yet like publicly put out my Wattpad account because, you know, I don't want people like looking into my account just yet. Okay, just want to remind you guys, the book does come out on December 1st, which I believe is this Friday, so you know, look forward to it, please. All right, so I have here the description of my book, and I'm gonna go ahead and read it out to you guys so you guys can get a general idea of what the story is about, and then I'll get in depth. Okay, a group of teens go to a cabin in the woods for the weekend to distract their friend Finn from his recent breakup with his girlfriend, who has accused him of being in a relationship with his best friend, which some of them happen to be gay. They get to the cabin not knowing that they are being stalked by two people wearing clown masks and have a thirst for blood. The more they kill, the closer Finn gets to understanding what is really going on. Will they survive a night at this cabin? Okay, so let me go ahead and get in depth, okay? So basically, this is gonna be one of those like cabin camp type of slashers, you know, like similar to like Friday the 13th, because you guys know that movie, those movies take place in, you know, cabins and stuff like that. So the whole purpose of them going off to this cabin that one of them happened to have rented out for them, for the little friend group, was for the purpose of distracting their friend Finn, who, by the way, Finn is the main character, in case you guys are wondering. He had just recently had a rough breakup with his girlfriend, who, as you guys heard me say, had a rough breakup due to the fact that she was accusing him of being in a relationship with one of his friends. Now, this little friend group, it wasn't in this description, of course, but I'm gonna get into the, you know, some of the characters. The friend group consists of 4 boys. Okay, so Finn is the main character. Okay, think of him as like the final girl of the movies, but obviously instead of a girl, it's, you know, Finn's a boy. Okay, mind you, I do want to say, because even though when you guys read this, you will hear a couple little stereotypes here and there, but I do just want to let you guys know all 4 of these boys are cisgender boys, okay? None of them are non-binary, none of them are trans, nothing. These are cisgender boys. I just want to make that clear, okay? So Finn is the very like innocent, like final girl type of energy, you know what I mean? Where it's like, you know, like he's kind of got like stuff he's dealing with stuff, you know. And one of the things, and I will say this, but you guys will, you know, it's not a major spoiler or anything, it's not gonna ruin the book for you guys, but one of the things you guys will notice about Finn is that he suffers a lot with anxiety, okay? Most times, you know, like most characters, they go through like traumas, so they, you know, get PTSD and all that stuff. As far as Finn, all we really know from reading just this book alone is he has so much anxiety. Like his anxiety won't leave him alone. He's constantly an overthinker, and it gets in the way of him just like enjoying life in the moment, you know what I mean? And obviously, you know, since I basically said he had a rough breakup with his girlfriend, obviously that kind of like ruins his anxiety a little bit, and you know, more. The other three boys are his friends, which are Ash, Jacob, and Key. As far as Key is like the very like soft, cute, innocent boy who, you know, he's very sweet, you know what I mean? And I will say, out of the four boys, Key and Ash are the two gay characters. Both of them are gay. They're not together. I will say that they're not a couple. They're best friends. They're a little group of four boys. Two of them just happen to be gay, but they're not in relationships with each other. And you'll probably know why once I get to Ash. One thing about Key that I will say, that again, it's not the major spoiler or anything like that, but Key has a lot of different types of feelings towards Finn, whereas like he's so worried about him, you know what I mean? Because Key is obviously like the, you know, he's the sweet boy, you know, he's like the cute soft boy who, you know, he's just always so kind to people, and you know, and all he wants is for his, you know, favorite people in the world to be happy, and all he cares about is world peace, you know what I mean? Like that's who Key is. And he cares so much about Finn that he knows Finn is dealing with so much that he just wants to be there for him. As far as Jacob is kind of like the stereotypical pothead, because, you know, he's very much like into smoking, you know, marijuana. He drinks, and I mean, dude drives a freaking Volkswagen van. Like, are you kidding me? Who else does that, you know? He gives very like hippie type of vibes, but don't worry, I didn't picture this guy hippie or anything like that, you know? Now, as for Ash is very similar to, well, I want to say more similar in the sense of like the movie world of like horror movies and all that. Similar to like how Finn is like, he gives like final girl type of vibes, like, you know, he's gonna be the one to like probably survive, or you're gonna root for this character, you know. And then I said that Jacob is like the stereotypical pothead in the most horror movies. As far as Ash is the very most like stereotypical sex positive, okay, if you will, because Ash is that character that just has non-stop intercourse, okay? Like he's that character, okay? And once you read it, you'll know like the way he dresses, the way he, you know, addresses boys, you know, specifically like, you know, varsity football boys, because mind you, these are like this, you know, when I wrote this story, I wanted it to feel like an older horror movie, so like specifically like my favorites, you know, like the original Halloween, the original Friday the 13th, Texas Chainsaw, those type of, you know, I wanted it to feel like one of those movies, which is why I made these characters the way they are, you know what I mean? Which is why I made Finn the very final girl energy, you know what I mean? And then also why I made like a pothead character, I made a slutty character, and then I made like that sweet innocent character that you really hope like survives along with this main character, you know. Now in the description I did read off that Finn's girlfriend accused him of being in a relationship with one of his friends because of the fact that some of his friends are gay. So the thing with his girlfriend's name is Elle, okay? You guys can, I'll give you that one, because I don't know if it's a spoiler to release this name anyway, because I mean, she's a main character in the beginning, so I guess I can give you that name. When you read this, you'll definitely see how crazy Elle can be, because she's very much like that crazy girlfriend energy, that like she's so attached to Finn that like she kind of gives you that vibe where it's like she doesn't want any other girl looking in his direction. Like she's that type of girl, you know, like she's that type of girlfriend who's so like, she's so overprotective of him. Like she doesn't let him like be around his friends, because obviously she knows like 2 of his friends are outly gay, and so she's, you know, afraid that like what if these 2 boys like turn him gay. Like that's what she's so worried about. Now some of you will view her as very homophobic or just being extremely overprotective, and you can view her in any way you want, really. As far as like Elle, I mean, I don't think she's an important character as of like most of the story, so I don't know. I just feel like Elle is like she's very overprotective, and I feel like she's that annoying girlfriend character that most of us just hate. At least I hate characters like that, you know. Me personally, I don't know if I view her as homophobic. I mean, I kind of can, because I mean, I know she's very much against like Finn hanging out with like 2 gay boys who happen to be his best friends, you know. But I don't know, is it that she's homophobic to them, or is it possibly that she's just worried that like what if these 2 boys are gonna try to get at him, or one of them is trying to get at him, and she's just worried and being overprotective that what if instead of a girl trying to steal her man from him, it's a guy trying to steal her man from him, you know what I mean? When you guys read this, you guys can view her in any way you guys want. That's just the way I feel with her, you know? If you guys are wondering what specific like high schooler they are seniors. I will say I did originally make these kids seniors, which is probably why like I was a little bit okay with making them the way they were, because you know, like seniors typically, like most seniors are like already like in their 18 years. That's why I kind of just like made them the way they were, but at the same time their age didn't necessarily bother me too much. I mean, I know they're like grown kids, you know what I mean? I didn't make these like children, like, you know, like little fetuses, because obviously I wouldn't write a story about little kids drinking, smoking, and having sex and getting murdered, you know what I mean? I don't think I would do that. So yeah, they go up to a cabin and they are unaware that they are being pretty much stalked by 2 masked people in clown masks. Let me just address this really quick, because I don't want people to think something and then like turns out it's not even what they thought. So yes, these 2 people that are stalking them, they are wearing clown masks, but I didn't make these characters like they're meant to be clowns, you know what I mean? Like, you know how like, for example, let me give you 2 movies as an example, okay? Halloween, Michael Myers, It, Pennywise, okay? Michael Myers is just a serial killer wearing a mask, okay? He happened to have picked up this white mask and put it on, right? Pennywise is a clown. That's what he is, okay? He would basically just be a man in a mask killing people, which is what he is, you know what I mean? Pennywise, on the other hand, Pennywise is a clown. Like, Pennywise is not even like human, okay? Frankly, I don't even think Michael Myers is human, but like, you know, Pennywise is a clown. Like, that's what he is. Like, you know, he's not just a person who put on a clown mask and thought this is a clown, you know what I mean? Bottom line is, okay, I'm getting way too detailed, but these are just people in masks, okay? They just picked up random masks and that's what they are, okay? Don't expect these characters to be blowing up balloon animals, playing circus music, and like juggling. Don't expect that, okay? Now, one thing I kind of feel a little like, I don't know if I should really get into detail with this, but it's the line in the description that says the more they kill, the closer Finn gets to understanding what's really going on. So yeah, obviously, you know, you watch a lot of movies or you hear a bunch of stories, and most of the time the killer has some sort of like connection to like the main antagonist. In this story, I kind of just went like, random with it, because I mean, you know, like I said, going back to my example with Halloween, Michael Myers is a single person. However, in this one, it's two different people, you know what I mean? It's kind of like The Strangers, where it's like three random people just going up to people's houses, and if they happen to be home, they attack them, you know what I mean? Now with this one, it's more about like Finn like wondering like, why is this happening? Why does he feel like we're being targeted? You know what I mean? Like, is this a situation like The Strangers, where it's just like, oh, someone's in that house, we should just go and attack them? Or does he sense that like maybe we're being targeted, like we're specifically being targeted and being attacked for a reason? And that is why I don't want to get into way too much detail with that one, but bottom line is Finn overthinks way too much, and he's probably thinking to himself, are we being targeted, or are these people just attacking because we're home? There are other like little side characters that aren't necessarily important right now, but once you guys read this, and if you guys genuinely do check this out and genuinely like, you know, give it a read, and like you actually like support my book and all that, and I see that a lot of people did read it and a lot of people liked it, I would love to do like a video of me like reading your guys' reviews, whether they're negative or positive. Like, I just want to read people's reviews. I want to know, like, did people like this? Did people are interested? You know what I mean? Like, are they entertained by what I did? You know what I mean? And I really hope you guys do check it out, because, you know, it's one thing for me to make videos, you know, whether it's a makeup video, gaming video, like, it doesn't matter. Like, videos are very entertaining to make, and I love making them for you guys. But writing a book is a journey. Like, it's not just like, let me sit down and talk to the camera for a sec. No, writing a book is genuinely playing with your imagination, go wild, create an entire timeline if you want to, and just like make characters and make a random city and a plot and put it all into words that fit perfectly to make a story that makes sense. And the reason I'm saying this is because if my first book does do successful, because this is the first thing I've ever written, I will definitely be making other stories, because I have tons of books that I want to write, because like I've mentioned in my other video, I do write all my ideas in a notebook, and I have plenty of other little stories in that notebook that I really want to put out. But if this one gets hype, and if this one does pretty good, I will definitely consider making the sequel, because originally the way I planned this out, this is not just the only book. Like, I do want to make this specific story of, you know, a Slumber Party Massacre. I do want it to have like a series for it, because there's tons I can do with it. Like, it's so cool to like create a story on my own and like make it my own, you know what I mean? That is basically it, guys. I just wanted to let you guys know a little bit more detail on the story, that way hopefully I get a little bit more like people excited for it. Like I said, this does come out on December 1st. I haven't decided a time yet, but December 1st will be the day it releases, guys, so look forward to it this upcoming weekend. And you know, like I said, it's going to be free for everyone to check it out on Wattpad, okay? The thing I did mention when I talked about it on my Twitch stream is that I am not 100% sure if maybe like me publishing it, I might or may not have any technical issues. I pray that I don't, because I worked so hard on this, and I really hope it gets released when I want it to get released. But, you know, if I have technical issues, I will let you guys know what happened, and if there's something I need to fix, then I will just postpone it to either a couple days or the following weekend, okay? But as far as, you know, as far as right now, I want it to come out on December 1st. I would have loved to have released this on October, but unfortunately, I started writing it in October, so, you know, I'm barely about to release it. So as you guys can tell, it's definitely a journey, okay? I've been doing this for months, you guys, so please check it out, okay? Support your local trans horror author, okay? Because it means a lot to me, honestly. Like, I don't think you guys realize how much I love the horror genre, and just the thought of being a trans author who writes horror, like, I think that's so cool. Because I mean, I'm sure there's others out there, but like, you know, I personally am not really aware of them, so I would just like to do my own little thing, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to compete against anyone. Like, I just want to have fun writing, okay? Just like the way I have fun doing videos, okay? But anyways, I will see you guys next time. Bye!